Hello, my name is Adele. Thanks for stopping at my channel. And if this is the first time here, don't let it be your last. Do come back and tell your friends and share the channel if you have been here before. I'm trying to grow the channel, and I like to say thank you to the people that have supported me, new and old. I might not have thousands, but you kept me quite busy, and I appreciate that. Um, Boy, I'd like to make mention of all the things that have been going on our planet. And you hear people say, what in the world is going on? Well, look to Pluto and Saturn, because Pluto is being deposited by Saturn, and Saturn is stripping the veil from behind a lot of things. And so is Pluto. It's just turning the world upside down, you could say, and transforming everything, even our politicians. And you know that's all we have been listening to here lately is what's going on politically all across the planet. Every country that you see, not every country that you see, but, and I would say most of them, something is going on politically where men are just trying to turn things upside down to get more freedom and to stop a lot of lying that's been going on. And that's what Pluto is doing, transforming all those things in our world so that we can see. So Jupiter, which is Sagittarius ruler, has made a major change, and a major change is coming in your affairs because Jupiter has gone into the sign of Capricorn, which is not a bad thing, but it's going to demand some restrictions and some of the things that have been going on with us. And one thing I'd like to say, and I thank the ship for, it's going to restrict a lot of the weight gains that a lot of us have been experiencing, like hips and thighs and, you know, the other part that we sit on. Caputio, which is a trans-Neptunian, it's like Jupiter. It's in the sign of Capricorn, and it's conjuncting Jupiter right now because it's early. But of course, Jupiter will pick up some speed and move away from it a little bit later, because Jupiter will stay in a sign for 12 months. And around this time next year, it will be going into Aquarius. But right now, it's in Capricorn. And I would say, Caps, this is a good time for you. We'll come to Capricorn later, but it's a good time for Capricorns. And it's going to put, well, some responsibilities on Sagittarius. And you're getting ready for a lot of changes. Some of you are retiring with this aspect. Excuse me. With this aspect, some of you will be having more time to do some of the things that you have been wanting to do, but taking a little effort to do them. They're not going to come as easy as things were coming for you when Jupiter was in the sign of Sag. But we all must go through that. We all change signs as planets move through the zodiac, and if they don't change signs, they change aspects, which is just like changing signs. So we got Caputio in the first house. We got Jupiter, and of course we got the sun there, but the sun is going to soon change from Sag and go into Capricorn on the 23rd of December. We got an asteroid in this house, Sirius, which is very nurturing, right? Pretty close to, moving pretty close in the direction of Saturn, which is going to find yourself a little bit more, let's just say if you've been a little bit strict, you're not going to be as strict in some of your attitudes. You're going to be feeling more nurturing towards others. We got Pluto and Venus in the second house. I'm only going to be talking about the houses where we have the energy there, which is planets. Venus and Pluto is in the second house, which means you're going to have to watch your money very closely, your bank account, because Pluto will transform that bank account. But Venus here will make you spend the money, so hopefully in the sign of Capricorn, it will make you kind of watch what you know, how much you're spending and try to keep control, because Pluto just like to say, oh, I got a whole lot of everything. Let me just give some of it, but anticipating that Saturn is going to put some restriction on it because Pluto is being deposited by Saturn. And those two planets together is causing a lot of changes on our planet. Pluto has a lot to do with politicians. And if you notice, this time we got in the Democratic Party right now, I think we got about 19 to 20 people. Everybody's saying I can win it. But I'm not going to talk about it right now. But I think there's going to be a whole lot of surprises involved as to who can win this election as well as the nomination. But I won't talk about it right now. A little bit later I will. So watch what you're spending. And Saturn is in this second house because it's in the sign, of course, of Pluto, which Pluto is being deposited by Saturn, which you will find that you will be doing more with less, which is a good thing. You might get ready to go buy a pair of shoes and look in your closet and say, I got some shoes in here, I don't need to buy any more. That's what Saturn will do to you as far as your finances are concerned. It will strip the waste out of things. You'll be wondering, well, my God, what was I doing before? Because you will find that you will be getting more with less, which is a good thing. In the third house is the house of blood relatives and extended family members. We find Lilith and we find Neptune. And Neptune has just more or less gone direct in this house, which is good. But it's going to bring out a whole lot of secrets about certain things that you didn't know. Transportation, you have to make sure that, you check your transportation, your cars, and make sure that you're not signing for something that you don't know what you're signing for, because Neptune can bring people to your door where you would be wanting to. When I say to your door, you will be signing for things that you will not have a good understanding of what they mean. So make sure that you watch everything that you sign. Coming to our not the third house, sorry, just left that house. Coming to the fifth house, we have Uranus in that house. And this is the house of your children. I'm sure that some of them have left home with this planet here, but they look like they're on their way back. So, get the room ready if they got to come back, and hopefully don't bring nobody with them that needs some assistance. But we never give up on our children. In the sixth house, this is the house of the diet. So you got to watch your diet in this house, and you're going to find that you're going to be changing the way you've been eating, because Saturn is going to make you eat more, not so much gourmet as Jupiter has done, a lot of fancy stuff that we like. Saturn is going to change some of this in this house. Coming to the seventh house at this time, we got the moon in Cancer, and the North Node is here, which is a good aspect. Which, you're going to be wanting to get out more, and you're going to be more concerned with how you look when you're out. So, get out and meet people, because as I said before, with this Jupiter and Cupid here, this is a good sign for marriage. Not just a relationship, but a good sign for marriage for Sag as well as Capricorn. We're going to come to Capricorn a little bit later when I do their reading. But this makes you hit the jackpot in a way. And it would be a nice person too, man or woman, would be someone that you would be, wanting to take home to your children and your family. Because at this time, they got a lot to say about everything. Maybe you might not want to hear, but the person will meet the approval of your family. Coming to the 11th house, boy, everything is on yourself. We have a good planet up here in this 11th house. I like for Mars in the 11th house, because wherever you find Mars, it'll battle for you. It'll fight for you. And this is the house of your hopes and wishes, and dreams really do come true in this house. Also, Venus is ruling this house as well as Mars in the house. And Venus is already in the sign, is in your second house, which has to do, you want some more money from your job, and I think you're going to get it too. And you want some decent hours to work in. So just ask for what you want of your employer. Come into the 12th house, we have Mercury in this house. And Mercury has a lot to do with a lot of secret meetings and things going on back here. And you won't know about some of this till the end of the month when Mercury comes out and goes into the sign of Capricorn, which will come into your first house. So just be very mindful of how you speak about your job, how you speak about your employer, how you speak about your supervisors. Because if you got a secret back here that you're talking to somebody, time Mercury come out, they might tell some of your secrets, and you do not want that to happen. So just kind of zip the lip and watch who you talk to. But I'd like to come back and say something about this first house where we have Cupid and Jupiter. And it's been a long time since these two planets was in the sign that they're in. And Cupid will be in this sign. It's going to catch it's going to catch all Capricorns that we know, because it's going to stay in this sign many years, up until 2040. It'll be there. So most Capricorns are going to get some of the good luck that this planet brings to them. We'll talk about Cap a little bit later. And also the sun going into Capricorn will pick up this Cupid and Jupiter, which will give it an extra measure of good luck. So until next time, I would like to thank you again for coming to the channel, and I would like for you to share the channel. So hit the subscription button below and tell your friends and your family about the channel. I'm trying to grow the channel. As I said before, I'd also like to thank all the people that have supported me so far. I don't have thousands, but I've been very, very busy, and you have kept me busy. So I want to say, I doubt if I'll see you at Christmas time, so I don't know if I'll be able to come to your parties, but invite me in spirit anyway. So until next time, have a Merry Christmas, and we're going to talk about a Happy New Year too.